Came round to Christmas Day, I thought, I reckon might have one. Turned out, they bought me the wrong one. They bought me a ZX81 instead of a Spectrum, right? And, Christmas Day, I'm there trying to load the games up, it's not working, I'm thinking, what's wrong, right? And the thing with me, when I was a kid, I used to get quite sort of agitated.
This is the moment.
Right? I found out that he needed a RAM pack to make it work, right? Looking in the thing and it's saying, and make sure you put your RAM pack in the back. And I was like, oh, where's the RAM pack? And my dad's going, I don't know, I've got you the main bit. That's it. So, I was that wound up, I just was sick, right? Just sick. I didn't feel sick or anything, I just was like, oh god. Went to the sink, just sick. Because I was that on edge about it. I said, come on, we've got to get one. And my dad's like, Tandy's shut, we're not gonna get anything today. Ruined again, Christmas Day. That was after the year when my train set got blown up by our kid. Following year, no RAM pack. And now you ask me why don't I get good presents?
He's scarred. He just
I'm gonna die. Honestly, I'm gonna die. He's just screaming sick.
Yeah. There's no RAM pack.
Did you get to the bottom of it? Why wasn't there a RAM pack?
You have to buy them separate.
Oh, right, okay.
What do you mean I can't play Frogger?
Oh no.
So, wasn't there another incident when you threw up? Spontaneously threw up? Through sheer anxiety?
I do get it. It's not so much now because I've relaxed a bit, but as a kid I used to be quite on edge all the time with certain things.
Do you think that's what happened to your cat that kept being sick? That it didn't get the food it wanted and it just threw up? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
God, so they shaved it.
Yeah, but again, you see, the cat thing, I mean, it's mad. I was thinking about it the other day, right? I used to think I had quite a normal upbringing.
You didn't.
Right? And someone was talking about
Your mother once told you not to go to school because it was windy, Carl. It was not a normal upbringing.
The cat was being sick, so she shaved it, so it was easier to clean.
Right, well, my mum and dad went on holiday, right? And I stayed at the Rosses down the road.
Oh, yeah.
Only a kid, must have been about 5 or something, right? And, I was always running around in the house. I had a lot of energy as a kid. What the Rosses did, they had this cat that was dead violent, the most violent sort of angry cat I have ever witnessed.
A tiger.
It was honestly, Steve, if it was bigger it would have been, because it was just always having a go at you.
Yeah.
If you went to pat it on the head, it went to bite you and stuff. And what they used to do with it, to stop me running around, I'd sort of be running around and then I'd get a bit tired and they'd say, have a lie down on the settee. So I'd lie down on the settee and I'd nod off. And what they used to do, I'd wake up and I've put the cat on my belly. Right? So I'd be scared to move because it's like it's going to get me.
But it would keep you there.
It kept me there, and it used to sort of slaver on me, and they'd sort of, go out or whatever, and I'd be lying there. That's not normal, is it?
Carl, sorry, were you created by the Brothers Grimm for one of their fairy tales? What kind of a life is that? Just looking through some of the news stories that Carl did make it into Carl's news roundup.
Yeah.
This one you might be interested in. Headline: Woman says partner ran off to become vampire.
Yeah.
And it says a young mother says her partner has dumped her to become a vampire. Rebecca Roberts from Somerset says Matthew Barrett fell for a blood-worshipping woman in a US cult. The 23-year-old mother says he began shaving all his body hair, dressed in black, and used Rebecca's lipstick to redden his eyes. Rebecca caught him performing weird blood rituals in front of his computer at night, cutting himself to prove commitment. She said, I thought it was just a hobby. Everyone's got a right to one. I was pleased he'd found an interest.
Brilliant.
This is apparently from The Sun. Apparently he's left, he's gone to America, he's living in this Ohio-based cult. But it's the last bit where she's been asked whether or not, if he came back, would she take him back.
Sure.
And this is where I wonder if the journalist, you know how journalists are supposed to just report the news, be objective.
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe the journalist here has maybe had some interference.
Made the quote better for them than go on.
Because it says, I never thought this would take over his life. Now, if he came back, I'd say fangs, but no fangs.
Oh dear!
I can't believe. Imagine you're the woman, Rick.
Okay.
And I've come back.
You're the journalist.
I'm the journalist, and I've come
Okay.
in and I've said, I can't remember this.
All I have to do is not say that thing.
You've come. I understand you're obviously quite upset. Your husband's gone
gutted.
off. If he came back, would you take him back?
Definitely not.
Right. What would you say to him if he came
Just
back?
get lost.
Right, but
I'm really pissed off with you.
Would you perhaps say something a bit more pithy?
No, in this situation, no.
You're upset?
He cuts himself, he drinks blood, he's left me. No, sod off. I'm not interested, mate.
Because I tell you what,
Go on.
I mean, I like what you said there, but I wonder if we could condense that a bit more. If he came back, would you say...
Go away.
Would you ever say something like, thanks, but no thanks?
No, because it makes it flippant, because I'm really angry.
I know you're annoyed.
And I'm upset, so I wouldn't say... I certainly wouldn't say thanks. I might say no thanks.
But what if you sort of said it, like, aggressively, like, you're giving him the finger, thanks, but no thanks? Like, you didn't really mean
sort
it.
of sarcastically.
Sarcastically, would you possibly say...
I might say thanks, but no thanks, and that'll be it, and that's and I'd leave it there. I'd never change that.
Sure.
I'd never change those words.
Can I ask you a question?
Go on.
Do you like puns?
Hate them.
Right.
I don't like
It's
Countdown.
interesting.
I don't like QI. I don't like any of those posh Cambridge, Oxford types. I hate puns.
If you had to say thanks, but no thanks in the form of a pun, what would you maybe say?
I wouldn't. I never would.
Right.
I'd say thanks, but no thanks. I would. I mean, I feel embarrassed that I'd even say that because I don't think I would even say thanks, but no thanks.
Okay.
But if I did go that far, I'd leave it there.
Sure.
So,
have you ever noticed, as I have,
go on.
the similarity between the word thanks and fangs?
Not really.
It's very similar.
Not
Thanks,
really.
fangs,
F-T-H, there's a K,
Fangs very much.
G, it's A and S, well, the A, the N and the S, but that's about
Would
it.
you agree it sounds marginally similar?
Yeah,
Is it possible you might one day say fangs but no fangs?
I wouldn't know.
Right. I could put that though, could I?
But don't say I said it.
Right.
I mean, yeah. Fangs, but no fangs.
Yeah.
Carl is still buzzing about these conjoined twins.
No, it's just...
One of them, of course, had to be, because one of them was sort of shorter than the other, and had to be sort of wheeled around on a kind of trolley thing by the other.
This is Molly and Dolly, is it?
No, they're not called, one's called Reba. I forget what the other one's called, Sheena maybe, or something like that. Do you remember, Carl?
No, I wasn't that impressed with the names. It's just...
Yeah. So you immediately put them out of your mind. Those are rubbish names. Forget, Carl, forget. They're gone.
Were they British or American?
Yeah, American.
Oh, because I've seen some Americans on Joe
Bizarrely,
Springer.
one of them was apparently a country music star.
This is Molly and Dolly.
Well, they're not called
The one that joined at the Oi. The one that joined
But they're not, I think you've made up the Molly and
No,
Dolly.
it was on Jerry Springer. There's a little one that sits on a seat, and the other one carries it round, her round.
They're not called Molly and Dolly.
There was something like that.
They're called, well, we know that one of them's called Reba, and I forget the other
One
one.
was a country and western singer or something.
Yeah, and but she was saying, yeah, I've just made a movie. It's coming out shortly in theatres.
Is your
And the
sister
other
in
one
it?
Yeah, and the other one said, oh, I'm not involved. It's utterly bizarre, because they live there, they work so hard to live their lives separate.
Yeah, they say it's all, yeah,
exactly.
of course,
So,
yeah.
you know, they try not to, so she's talking about her music career, and the other one's sort of not taking any kind of credit for it, which is nice, I
It's
suppose.
weird though, because when she was singing as well, the other one just stands there. She doesn't join in. She doesn't sort of dance.
Offer backing vocals.
Do you know what I mean? Make a group out of it.
A duo.
Yeah, well, but it seems like we're sort of being horrible, but we're
No,
not.
we're not.
I mean, it's a
Well,
really
no,
bad
we're
thing,
laughing
but-
at Carl's amazement at this phenomenon. Sorry, I just got to say we're not, you know,
Do you
taking
know
the mickey.
the really weird thing about all this, right? And it's annoying because you were saying about, you know, oh, what should have Trisha have asked and all that.
Yeah.
But one of them mentioned that one of them was adopted and the other one wasn't.
Don't talk rubbish.
No, seriously. I didn't understand it, right?
Of course you didn't.
And then Trisha sort of said, well, let's have a chat, and they were like, no, I don't want to go into that.
What do you mean one was adopted?
That's
and
what
one
he
was...
said, one of them... don't quiz me on it, but that's what was said.
Hello there, hello there, I'm a multi-millionaire.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I've just seen your orphanage.
Oh,
I'd
yeah, it's
love
lovely,
to
isn't
adopt
it?
one of your children.
You'd like to adopt one?
I'd love to adopt a children. I've got loads from around the world, so I'd love to adopt one. I'd give you $10,000 towards your...
Wow, we're speeding through then, yeah.
Brilliant, okay.
We've actually got two left.
I need one. I'm only interested
Right.
in one. Yeah, I don't need any more. Don't need any
They're
more.
sisters,
I know it would be tragedy to break them up, but I really only need one.
Now break up. There's the rub. You see.
Sure,
because
sure. You just need the one. There's $10,000 now. You can have that. I'll sign it now. But I don't want to discuss it
I'll
further.
bring her around.
Brilliant.
Okay. Ding dong.
Hi. Yeah. Brilliant. You brought my kid, right?
Yeah, there she is. There.
That's a joy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just standing next to a bush.
Yeah. Do you want to? Can you bring her out? To
No,
me? It's like,
there's nothing behind the bush. So you just want.
I just want to be able. I just want to be able to walk 360 degrees round her.
Do you want her or not?
Yes, I can't believe it. What's that little trolley? She's talented.
Oh dear.
You're talking nonsense, Carl.
Reading the paper, then.
Yeah,
Steve?
well, I don't normally read the paper, but I was having a glance through the Daily Express. Does anyone read the Express?
Well, you do at the moment, look.
Well, true.
Live on air.
Yeah.
Read it out, and then about 400 people have now all seen it.
I was obviously attracted by this little news item, gun raid by 3 Saddams. 3 armed men...
Are they up to their old tricks again, are they?
Yeah. 3 armed men wearing Saddam Hussein masks were on the run last night after robbing a corner shop. The raiders threatened the worker with a handgun and knife, ordering him to open the till, blah, 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 get money out. And it says that they also tried to rob an earlier shop earlier in the day. Police said, we are linking the raids because the descriptions of the offenders are very similar.
What did the first one not quite get right?
Yeah.
Well, they looked very similar. I think it was Gaddafi, 3 Gaddafis.
Right, because that's weird, because you had 3 Saddam Husseins down the
Oh, so that's what I meant.
Is it the same guys? Because
Well, I assume so. I wouldn't have thought.
I don't want to, you know, get the Gaddafi guys on the Saddam Hussein show.
I'm almost sure it'd be the same way. I didn't know. One's got a moustache, haven't they? One like they've all got a moustache. I don't know. But I mean, there was 3 blokes with masks, Middle Eastern Imperial. I don't know. But I mean, I imagine it's the same.
Because I've only ever seen robberies being planned in films.
Sure.
So I don't know how it works. I assume that...
So you say. Yeah.
But I assume at some point someone's got to get together, one of them, the ringleader's got to get together and go, okay, well, we need to wear masks, obviously just goes our paces. I'm thinking of going with the regular stockings.
No. I'll tell you it would be funny.
Well, I don't want to be funny.
Well, no.
We want to strike fear into the hearts of people
Yeah, but
robbing.
I mean, kill 2 birds with 1 stone, we get the robber and we have a laugh with it. Fear, did you say you want to strike fear? Well, wear a mask of someone who's really scary. Who's the scariest bloke in the world?
Well, I don't know, Saddam Hussein?
I've got 3 of them.
Well, why?
I've got 3 of them. Let's all wear Saddam Hussein. It'd be a laugh.
It's not, I don't want it to be a laugh.
No, but it don't hurt if we're having a laugh, and that's what I want to make money and have a laugh.
I'm only in the money, I'm only in for the money. That's not important to me.
Well, no, it's...
We are on a strike fear.
We could also make a political point.
I don't want to make a political
No,
point.
you just want the money.
I'm a thug. I'm not
We could have a laugh and we can make a political point.
Why not? What political point?
Maybe we're sort of stealing from the rich.
We're not like Robin Hood.
Well, never mind Robin Hood. Let's rob Barclays.
Why are you making jokes?
Well, I mean, don't worry.
We're
I'm
robbers.
gonna do my stuff.
You're a comedian. You don't. I'm not sure
Well,
you
let's
should be
just
in
wear the
this gang.
masks. Let's wear the masks. How did it happen? Did they go and buy them? Separately, look, spread out. Look, you go to the joke shop in Covent Garden. I go to the one in Southampton Row.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
See, because it's so often the case that they're using masks. It used to be Reagan, Thatcher. They're always. If I was the guy selling them, it's like when 3 guys came in, 3 shifty-looking blokes to buy 3 identical masks.
Yeah, in stockings.
In stockings.
Just so they don't know who we are.
Sorry,
Yeah.
can I just check? You're not going to rob
Definitely
anyone
not.
with these masks.
But just think of the police looking for those robbers. Every time they go past one of those awful sort of gift shops, they think, that, oh no, it's just in the window there with Michael Jackson and Shirley Bassey.
Yeah, and George Bush.
Oh, Paolo, can I ask you something? I know you love knobs and that, and you hate tits.
Yeah.
What about Shirley Bassey's tits?
Well, I'm a fan of them because I'm a fan of Shirley, but I don't like sexy.
Yeah, you're pretty bent. You are pretty bent. Come in.
Thanks very much.
Britain is on in 7 hours.
Excellent.
Yeah, what are you doing out at this time?
No, I just came out to get some milk.
Get some cock in the toilet. That's a nice song about dead people.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I just wondering, Rick, what your opinions are, what your thoughts are on Britney Spears.
Liked a couple. Bit bored. I think she's panicking a little bit. I think she's a little bit desperate with all this Madonna stuff.
Yeah, all the kind of lesbian
Yeah,
stuff.
I don't know. Yeah, she's alright. I've got nothing against the girl.
Well, I think it was in Hot Tickets magazine. Sure. It's free with the Evening Standard.
Yeah.
I might get some free Evening Standards now. I've plugged that.
Yeah.
I was just reading in there that, I don't know if it's still going to happen, but apparently she was going to do a little cheeky appearance at GAY.
GAY?
In London. And, obviously I was quite excited because I'm a Spears fan.
Sorry, do you know that's what that spells, don't you?
GAY?
Yeah.
Gay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it is a gay club.
Oh, sure.
This is what I was ascertaining from the article.
Oh, because they've said they've called it what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it apparently she was going to be previewing some of her new album live on stage at GA1. And that's an intimate venue. Normally you'd have to see someone like Spears, probably at Wembley Arena, someone like that. I'm thinking I'm a Spears fan, you know, get a couple of the gang together.
Yeah.
You know.
So the lads.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cruise down there.
Yeah.
But then I read on in the article that apparently the doorman at GAY were only going to let in regulars, and the way they were going to ascertain if you were a regular was by asking a series of questions at the door.
What, testing if you're really...
Yeah, now I don't know if the questions would be about the interior of GAY.
Or the interior of someone else.
Yeah. Or just general kind of,
Like, what, do you reckon you'd have passed the,
Well, that's what I was wondering.
So you'd have had to pretend to be...
GAY.
GAY to get in to see Spears. Now
Can you say gay on the radio?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But
Now,
I'm always
that's
intrigued to know,
irony,
like-
isn't it? So you're pretending to be gay to get into a club to see a bird that you
Yeah.
like.
Yeah,
Well, I'll give you a little quick test.
Right.
Shall I? Alright. Alright, well, sorry, what's your name, mate?
Paolo.
Alright, Paolo.
Yeah.
You haven't done a lot with your hair, you just sort of let it grow out. I mean, would you be putting product on a bit later? Because, I mean, you don't look very, sort of like, you look sort of quite,
Quite masculine, quite...
yeah, well, sort of like you didn't care, like you have no care about how you look, like you're a, I mean,
well,
like...
normally it would be shaved. Of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We would say normally that looks about, like, 3 months growth there. Why haven't you...
I've been ill.
Nothing serious?
Nothing serious.
Okay.
No, that's why I let it grow. So it's grown.
Okay. So what time would you normally be going out then?
Normally I'd go out about sort of, I'd go out about 8-ish.
8 o'clock in the evening you've got?
No.
Because that sounds a bit early, that's what...
No, I'd go out about 3 in the morning normally.
Right, so I was like, yeah, okay,
leave
right, so that's right, yeah. Where'd you go, down sort of...
Down
Oh,
GAY,
Compton Street for a coffee and then
Yeah.
onto
Yeah.
GAY
Something like
with
that.
your little shaved head. Okay, well, you're doing
Sounding
fine.
pretty gay.
Sounding pretty good. Can I just ask you one final question?
20 bender points?
Oh, you're 20 bender points. I'm just going to let you in.
Okay,
I'm just going to tell the guys to let you in. But I've got one more question.
Yeah.
Do you prefer knobs or tits, Paolo?
Knobs.
Knobs. You love knobs, do you?
Absolutely.
Can't get enough knobs. So you hate tits, I assume.
Load them.
You hate tits, do you?
Yes.
Okay. What? Even Liza Minnelli's?
I don't know what to say. I love hers,
But not in a...
not in a
straight way.
Straight way. In a gay
So
way.
okay. So you love knobs more than
I love
tits,
knobs
right?
more than tits.
Okay.
I love knobs.
In you go.
Thanks very much.
You know Britney's on there.
Oh, she is so sexy.
Oh.
See, that's what would give me away. It'd be like
know.
a great escape.
It's just the last.
Yeah.
You just... Well, I mean, I think you're probably a bit bi.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
but I mean, go in anyway.
Thanks very much.
Okay, the drinks are quite expensive.
Oh, I thought so.
Pop your shirt off, will you? Long distance on XFM 104.9. On the way in, right, you know those little cars? They look like a little bubble car. They're modern ones. They look like half a car.
Is that like a smart car? Is that
Yeah,
called?
they look like they just look like a toy car, and you can park them sideways.
There's only room for 2 people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like the half of the front of a Volkswagen just cut in half,
yeah.
right? And I saw one going on Oxford Street, and it's a police car, a real police car, right?
Really?
Yeah, and I mean, I thought, well, what happens if they had to chase someone? They couldn't, but I don't think that's the point, because it was written on the side. It said something like cleaner, something more efficient. So I think they're making the point that we're cruising round in this car like we're on the beat and it's using less energy and stuff.
Yeah.
But the first thing I thought of, right, was that those 2 policemen, they must have been going, oh, Sarge, don't let us have that one. Can't we have the Granada?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's so embarrassing.
I
It's so
know,
embarrassing.
you know, police, they're doing,
But you've got to respect them.
yeah, of
You've got
course,
street
yeah.
toughs have got to respect them.
Exactly, I just don't know if you have to...
Well, the only thing more
What if
embarrassing...
you're really tall and you have to climb out of one and you're a copper? Are there any policemen out there who have been asked to drive one of these cars? If you're listening, do you think police listen to this?
The only thing that would be more embarrassing is if you had to patrol on one of those bikes the goodies used to ride. That's the only thing I think that would be more pathetic.
A pogo stick?
Yeah, it's so embarrassing. Or on roller skates.
Yeah.
But not like roller blades. Roller
Yeah.
skates, those really old roller skates.
Have you seen those-
that you tie on your socks?
Yeah, have you seen those little bikes that look like clown bikes that the couriers use now? They're about a foot high. They're little
I saw one the
motorised-
other day on it. My head turned, yeah. They're really bizarre.
just think
they're the
that-
ones that they fold up.
Yeah, but think of policemen chasing you on that.
Well, I always remember that even in America when I started seeing policemen riding bikes, it didn't seem to me, it seemed...
Oh, they're quite cool. They're the ones that go through Central Park on the
Yeah,
mountain
I
bikes.
don't know,
Yeah, but
something about
that's
it.
really cool, isn't it? They
It looks like they should be delivering
whiz along at
newspapers.
about 30 miles an hour and they can just deliver
Do you know what I mean? Because like on motorbikes, on a Harley Davidson or whatever, I'm not messing with a cop. Chips, now that's cool, coppers.
Yeah.
But people in a smart car or, it is a bit
But I
embarrassing.
suppose it is that, or it's better than walking. You see,
Let's not see the windows. If you really want to be kind of worried about the environment, you know those little taxis you see that people pedal? They pedal around Soho.
Yeah, and when it's like a riot squad, there's 4 in the back.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's the thing, right? If they need to arrest someone,
Yeah, here we go. Go on.
no, well, what do they do? Because they do only sit 2, so do they have to flag a cab down or something for the criminal?
We'll give you the money, get a receipt, take
You
him back
definitely will go there.
Yeah.
You definitely will, because we've been caught this way before.
Exactly.
The
No,
last bloke, he just ran off. No, I won't run off. I won't. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Policeman, I'll take your car. Then okay, go on then.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
definitely bring it back, though. I will. Well, isn't there something in America where, when they arrest someone in America, they don't take them back to the station and fill out all the forms, they just take them back to the station, and then they go and fill the forms out in a cafe or something, so they're still looking out? Yeah, Carl told me that.
They're what? So they're still on patrol, is it?
Yeah, so they said they're doing all their paperwork, but they're in a cafe window and they're looking out.
Do you know, like how they say in this country so much police time's wasted by having to go back to the office and filling out loads of forms?
That sounds like some policeman going, yeah, I could get a lot more work done if I was in a Starbucks.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of criminals in the pub, and if I would, and I get to keep the receipts.
Yeah, I mean, what's safest is if I didn't wear my uniform and probably got drunk
Yeah.
with some mates.
Or a lot happens in, looking out my bedroom window. So if I was just like snoozing,
Yeah,
I was snoozing, and when I heard a noise, I just popped, look out, oi, come here.
Yeah, apparently there's a lot of crime in Marbella over the next 2 weeks. Pay me
So
to
if there's a
show
policeman
that.
listening who has to drive one of those cars, were you annoyed when your sergeant
It is the
went?
most embarrassing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But let's not forget why we give gifts.
Well, yeah, just to cheer people up and that.
Yeah. No, it's because the wise men gave
okay.
gifts to the baby Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, that's why.
What would you have got to baby Jesus? I'd have probably got him tokens. And let him decide, because it's very, you know what I mean, you don't want to get anything, and then he doesn't like it, wants to take it back.
Well, I'll tell you, in a recent poll Waterstones did, the favourite gift for children was Flanimals. Still available.
That's so outrageous. That's so disgraceful. It's Christmas Eve.
What would you have got him then?
Probably extras on DVD. I don't make any money from Flanimals.
Yeah.
I like the fact that one of the wise men turned up with gold, and the other two, and some myrrh, which, as I understand it, is it's like incense or something, incense or perfume.
I don't know.
I believe that's what it is. But I just love the idea that one of them, so they've all got together, they've gone, okay, now guys, we're not going to spend more than 50 quid each this year. Alright?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. So what have you all got? Before we go in and see him, what have you all got?
I spent a bit more than 50.
What are you talking about, man? We just said we weren't spending, we were just going to whip
Just
around
got him
cheap, like a token.
No, I got him some gold.
Can't believe it, what?
Well, I'm trying to make an impression as the son of God.
I didn't know, but we only got, I got frankincense.
And what did the fella get?
He got myrrh, and I don't even know what that is, and I'm a wise man. Surely one of them must have been furious.
Is myrrh still popular? Gold still very popular.
I hope so, this is my grand's getting this year.
Really?
Yeah, lovely.
Right, that's why we give gifts.
Do you know how you got them gifts? Right, little baby Jesus.
Yeah.
Were they for Christmas or his birthday?
I assume that these forms of protest have never made any dent in anything in the world. Because I remember when there were all these protests against the war a couple of months back, and there was one guy, so there was a huge march in London, as you know, and they did these all around the world, didn't they? But there was hundreds, thousands of people in London. There was one guy, he was riding around on a 3-wheeled bike, wearing a jester's hat, blowing a horn. That was his form of protest against the war.
Was it like, what sort of horn was
It
it?
was one of those sort of hunting horns.
Well, he was showing them. He was saying, "This is what I believe."
Yeah.
And if that doesn't change people's opinions, I don't know what will.
I like the idea of Bush, just about to invade Iraq, and just the news comes through from his chief of staff.
And Bush goes,
George.
What is it?
No, listen, no, seriously, we've got some information coming in from London.
Go on.
I know you're thinking of invading Iraq.
Definitely,
but,
yeah, why?
Well, let's just think about it, because there's a guy riding around on a 3-wheeled bike.
Oh.
He's not got the regular 2, he's gone for 3 wheels. So...
Okay, well listen, what's he wearing?
I don't want to tell you what he's wearing, he's just...
What's he wearing on his head?
He's just wearing... He's wearing a jester's hat.
Okay, no, well, calm down, it's not that bad. It's not gonna change my opinion about...
He's blowing a horn.
Okay, get the troops out. Get the troops out now.
But anyway, there's a Serbian man, who has invented a sex machine for women, and he's appealing to Western women to test his device. He's from a town in, as I say, in Serbia. I guess Serbia? I guess that's right. Is that right?
Well, I don't know. What does it say?
Well, it says a Serbian man. Is it called Serbia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was all the Croatia-Serbia thing?
Well, it doesn't matter now, does it?
Okay. It doesn't matter now. It does to them.
Otherwise they fall for nothing. What the hell do we know about world events? I mean, how long did that go on for? Months, wasn't it?
If they're inventing new countries, they can't expect me to keep up with current trends, can we?
Anyway, this Serbian man has invented a sex machine for women, and he can't find any Serbian women to try it out, so he's looking now for Western women. He's taken out a patent on the ultimate sex machine. It runs on a 390-volt electric engine, simulates sex, and has a 7.5-inch artificial penis. He said, "My sex machine has an artificial penis that can make up to 180 moves in a minute." Now, I don't even know what that means. 180 moves? What? I mean, there's only really...
Well, in and out, I imagine.
It's largely
Yeah.
the function, unless I've been doing it
What
wrong
he's
all these
done?
months.
What he's done is he's put a dildo on a Black and Decker.
A man can only manage the intensity of movement for about 5 seconds normally, but this machine can do it for as long as the woman wants. But anyway, so he's looking for a woman who will test this out. But what I love, as soon as I read this, I was thinking, just imagining there going, "Oh, thanks for coming in. Yeah, okay." So there's what's going to happen is there's a penis that's going to pop out from here, and it's going to have sex with you. I'm going to stand behind the machine. I've got to stand behind here. There's a lot of dials and stuff. I don't want to bore you
Well,
with.
why do you have to stand behind it? Just
I can't. It's technical stuff. But I've got to be behind the machine.
but there's no penis on the robot at the moment. It's just a hole.
No, don't worry. What will happen is I'll switch the machine on, I'll go behind, and then a penis will appear.
Will it be like a metal-looking penis?
It will be a robotic penis, but it will seem like it's a regular fleshy human penis.
So you're gonna So you're gonna go behind this robot,
Go behind the machine.
disappear,
Yep.
and then a fleshy-looking penis is
That
gonna
will appear
through the hole.
when I switch the machine on.
Okay, and that'll be the real robotic penis.
But you won't see me for the duration of your sexual
So
contact.
you've made this sort of like robotic penis look really realistic.
It's really realistic. You will not be able to tell the difference between, say, the robot one and mine, for instance.
Okay, well, I don't want to see yours.
No, there's absolutely not.
Because I've not come around here to have sex with a person.
I know, you come around to test the machine.
Yeah,
and that is exactly what you're going to get.
Okay,
A
well,
piece of mechanical action. But what I know is the idea that on the front, maybe he's painted a picture of a robot's face.
Yeah.
And then when the machine begins, rather like in one of those horror houses, like a kind of mansion in a spooky film, the eyes of the painting, they'll move. And the real eyes will appear, just staring out. Well, I don't think I can have sex with this machine unless you're actually in the room, just in case anything goes wrong.
No.
Don't worry, I'll be behind the machine, it'll be fine. It'll be
Yeah.
safe, not a problem. Something to do in the evening
Something to do, innit?
when the telly's broke.
But for years, like they've found stuff, haven't they? Machines from like Roman times that similar to that setup.
No machines in Roman times.
Like that though, the old sort of knob on a stick machine thing.
The old Roman plastic. I'm sorry, but I watch Time Team every week, and Tony Robinson has never done that. An old knob on a stick machine.
I just think of Julius Caesar sitting down and go, "Okay, aqueduct, we love that. Thanks for that. Straight roads, good idea. We can see the enemy coming. What have you got there?
Well, I'm glad you've asked.
Pluncticus. What have you got there?
Asked.
Wanklicus.
What I've got here is a yieldy knob, and I've put that on the end of the stick.
Oh, stickus phallus. Okay, well done, Wanklicus. Well done. You are my new right-hand man, as they say.
No,
excellent.
But they do stuff like that. You've been in the London Museum and that, and they've got sort of sex stuff from years ago. They've got like these metal pants that they used to wear.
I don't know what that is.
Metal pants.
Yeah, sort of
Is that a
metal.
chastity belt? You mean? They used to make women wear them so that they
When-
could
when-
have
when-
sex
No,
when
but they had them for blokes as well though.
metal pants for blokes.
Yeah,
Why?
just-
So he had little lots. So if he was away, he couldn't play away from home, and if he was away, she popped on a little.
No, I just think they sort of like sexy metal pants.
What? Oh, I don't know what you mean.
What
The
are you
sexy
talking
metal
about?
Well,
pants.
we'll have to look because I haven't got it in front of me. It's just something I remember seeing, some sort of sexy metal pants that I used to wear.
But what are you saying? Sexy metal
Because
pants?
that was not British Museum, that was Soho.
No, what I mean
That was
is
on Compton Street, you were looking
they
at the
always
shop
had to
window.
be ready for like battle and that, but these were a little bit sexy but protective at the same time. I'll have to look
I
at
love the
I'll
idea
have
that
to-
that's all you remember from the British Museum.
So Lancelot, are you ready to face the Black Knight? Yeah. What do you think of these? Huh? What do you think of these? Well, I don't really care. Just
I just want to look good on the battlefield.
Well, they're both protective.
Will there be women watching, cheering us on?
Well, you're not going to fight like that, are you? What about your
I'm going to wear nothing except these sexy metal pants.
But what about your chest is exposed?
well, it's a good chest, I've been working out.
Yeah, I know, but what I mean is, you want metal all
I've actually
over.
been lifting up the round table every week. I just work out, do that about 4 times a day.
But that machine, right? Why did it have to be a woman, or could they have got a little gay fella in?
There's quite a lot going on in the freak world.
always is.
You've been visiting hospitals the last week, have you, when we were away?
No, there was a thing on the website. This isn't even the one that I've picked, so...
So this is just a bonus.
This is a bonus for you.
Please, yeah.
Yeah, go on then.
This is a free freak. It's a fella called the Lobster Man.
The Lobster Man, of course.
Again, good name, you know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
What are you going to get? Some succulent meat.
I like the idea. I like the idea that the vicar on the christening suggested that. I don't want to call him Mark. Can I make a suggestion? Look at his hands.
What's his name? Mark Michael Webster. Right. Right. Yeah.
Have you thought about a nickname?
Not really. No. Have you? No,
Have you looked at his hands?
Yeah. We don't want to talk about that because
They look a little bit like
quite
lobsters.
yeah, but it's quite deformed. It's like, you know, we
Can I
can't.
suggest Lobster Man?
That's terrible, Vicar. That is terrible, Vicar.
Pidgey.
Go on then. Hang on, man. Just be careful. Let's you have an eye out with that. This is poison. This is poison. These are really, really mental poison drugs.
You know those people with the... You ever see them in the street, they're selling fags, duty free obviously, they're just selling on the street. Have you ever seen these guys? I walk up and then Finchley Road Lock, because I'm just near my place. And all these people, they're sort of looking a bit shifty, and then if they think that you're maybe a smoker, they just, fags, and they'll open their jacket, and it literally will be like something from, the 1940s.
They won't go for you, though, do they?
No, smoking. Stuns your growth. They know you must have never had a fag in your life.
But I might be buying them as a gift or something, because I'm quite a generous guy. But it struck me, I was chatting with my friend about, there seems to be, there are certain people who are very, maybe they have trouble getting work, or maybe they, they're immigrants who've not landed on their feet and they've had trouble, and so there's a couple of jobs they can do. It seems when there's the fag selling, there's those people I noticed on Oxford Street who bend a piece of wire into the shape of your name. I mean, what kind of a gift is that, really? You know what I mean?
I know.
It's like they're literally giving them out. Or you can have the bending the name. You can be selling those things that you throw at the wall and they sliver down.
At Dover.
Yeah.
What are you doing? I'm a trained carpenter.
Right. Can you write really small on a piece of rice?
I could
Could you write those names on a piece of rice?
I could try.
It's quite tricky, but
What about the rest of your family? Well, that one's only 2, but he could be trained. He's got smaller fingers.
Okay. Do you want to sell some knocked off perfume? How about that?
Again, we'd like to apologise for any inadvertent racism. When I was at university, my best mate was a bloke called Wally, and he was doing psychology, and I was doing philosophy, and we both got into this theory called determinism, which is about the state of the mind. It's a materialistic view that everything is part of the causal web, and everything has a reaction for something that happened before it. And by the way, Carl, do not confuse this with fatalism. Determinism is not predictive. It's just that if a brain state happens again, then anyway. The famous one is the famous one is if. What have you been doing this week, Steve?
Well, I'll tell you what, at the beginning of the week I was incredibly annoyed by Carl.
Why?
No, because I remember you had a little discussion with Carl a while back saying that you thought he was lazy at times.
Yeah.
And, you had various criticisms of his work.
Yeah.
And I got a call from him. He said, I should have told you, I had a phone call. Someone said that they were trying to get hold of Steve Merchant to offer him some lucrative voiceover work. Now,
That is money for old
It's money for old rope.
That's you're in there for about 20 minutes and it's thousands of
If there
pounds.
are children listening who are still at school, they should definitely, when the careers guy says, what do you want to do? Try and get voiceover work.
Voiceover
Just
work.
become a voiceover artist. It's money for old rope.
Yeah.
So I can't believe my luck, because,
Yeah.
I love money for old rope.
Yeah.
And, I said, well, what was the information? He said, I don't know. I deleted the message. It was on his answer, and he deleted the message. I said, right, when did the message come? He said, last week. So he took a week to tell me that he had deleted the message.
Why, just because it wasn't for you?
I mean, I don't know how selfish that is, Carl.
No, what happened is, right, I got back off holiday. I was at home,
Yeah.
so I called up my voicemail,
Yeah.
right, because I can do that.
Yeah.
Remote access, right, because I've got to know what's going on at work.
Of course.
Called in, it was still my day off, I was going through the messages.
Yes.
Heard one from some company saying, we're after Steve Merchant,
Yeah.
we want him to do some voiceover work.
Yeah.
Right? I can't remember the name of it, but
Thanks.
I thought, right, I'll remember to tell Steve.
A week later.
It doesn't matter, does it? You still got the message, and they
What message?
Yeah, but voiceovers have to be done in the next
Well,
couple
I
of
didn't
days.
get the message. All I got was there was a company, I don't remember the name, and they phoned you the what voiceover work. How does that help me? There are hundreds of thousands of media companies.
I
You
was
didn't take
more-
down a number, you didn't take down a name, nothing.
I was more puzzled why they'd want you to voice anything.
He's having a go.
I don't know why.
I don't
but listen to that voice.
You must be annoyed. You must be annoyed.
Insult into the wound.
No, but listen to you.
Oh, God. I don't know how you think. I don't know how your mind works.
Well, I was thinking there must be a tractor sale on somewhere.
What do I care?
What's going
Hang on a minute.
on?
Wait a minute.
over him?
Wait a minute.
The
I
worm
don't
has
care.
turned.
I don't care if they want me to advertise, you know, the latest designs in pirate fashion wear. I will do a voiceover because it's money for a rope. I don't care what you think of my voice. Someone was interested. They were offering me money. And you decided arbitrarily, oh, they probably wouldn't want it, they probably made a mistake, they wouldn't like the way he talks anyway, I'll delete the message.
No, the thing is, right, I
What
get
if that had been a
paid.
girl?
I get paid to sit here on a Saturday,
Yeah.
right? Play CDs and that, help out with the show, get you decent prizes. I think I do me bit,
Sure.
right? It isn't about running your voiceover work.
So hang on, so Carl, let me just get this right. If someone was ever to phone me, right, trying to get in touch with you, to offer you work, you'd want me to just ignore the message. That is what you're saying to me. You'd prefer that I deleted the message, I ignored it altogether. That's what you'd want for me to do. That's what you want me to do.
What? Someone's calling you for some
Someone's
work
phoned me.
for
They say, oh, I can't. I don't know. I'm a friend of a friend. I've got your number, Steve. I would love to use Carl Pilkington for an
Well, you've never
exciting
called me,
sex
so has
scene.
it happened? Has
Well,
it
well,
happened?
I'm saying in the future, if it was to occur, do you want me to just ignore it? Is that what you prefer me to do?
Well, it's not like that though. I did tell you. I told you the message.
You didn't. What? You told me a week later with none of the information I needed.
Carl, that doctor called last week. That kidney's ready for that little girl that you were doing that sponsored walk for. I forgot to tell you. Oh, I hope it's still alright. They keep it on the list, don't they? I think they do.
Selfish, Carl. So selfish. And you lost us a
Beautiful bit of Snoop on XFM, yeah? Kicking it with Ricky
old
Gervais.
school, yeah,
Sweet. Steve Merchant and Carl Pilkington. What has happened to Carl? Because Carl, I thought, is this sort of sweet little buffoon, almost childlike in his ways. You know what I mean? Like Charlie Brown after some sort of head injury, and now he's. And now he's coming back like that, having a go at not caring about voiceover work. It's like, because Heat have written about him a couple of weeks, it's like he thinks he's better than you in some way.
I do care though. You're out of order saying that, right? Because I sorted you out with tickets for stuff.
He doesn't turn up to.
Carl, I received a phone call. You deleted the message offering me voiceover work. You're as bad as my agent. I'm appalled by it. And I thought we were friends.
At least his agent, when he does it, is losing himself money as well.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got no comeback. You're still sweet. And to have a go at you've got a mank whine. Right?
voice.
Like a cartoon Gallagher brother on Coronation Street. I mean, and yes, Steve does sound like a Wurzel, but that doesn't, do you know what I mean?
No.
What about Jethro? Jethro does well. Jethro gets on Des O'Connor anytime he wants.
Just has to phone Des up.
And he's on there.
Straight on
and
there.
he's whining like a Wurzel as well. So, you know, to say that that is a rubbish...
Alright, apart from that then, what else have I done? That's wound you up.
Well, that's a good starting point, because you haven't even apologised.
No, it's a shock, because that's the first time I've let you down. And I didn't really let you down, because I passed on the message.
You didn't. Well, we've been through it. You didn't pass
Okay.
on the message. Saying I deleted a message for you is not passing on the message. I mean, I just think what's happened is that you've got a little bit of celebrity now from the show. I mean, I've seen you being recognised in pubs and stuff, or people have come up and they said, "Are you Carl?" because they've seen Ricky. Now, it just seems to me that you are not keeping yourself grounded. You are just, you cannot deal with fame. You've not got the intelligence to cope with the celebrity, and you're just becoming
No,
this
it's
kind of ego-driven
No, it's
monster.
getting... No, it's getting... No, it's
It
getting...
scares me, Carl.
getting
You're
a
not the man I remember.
Look,
Yeah, a bit nice.
I put a lot of work into this on Saturday. This isn't even my proper job. Right? Where were you in the week?
Oh, yeah, he's got you there.
What?
Where were you in the week? I said, let's meet up, let's, you know, come up with some new features and that. Where were you?
Carl, you phoned me about an hour before you wanted to meet. That is not what I would call. I mean, that
That's
is
the way I
arrogance
work.
right there.
That's the way I work.
That's arrogance right there. That's ego right there.
He couldn't go, when I came in, he said, "Where's Steve?" I said, "Steve can't make it." I had to tell him why. Steve was staying in to tidy up because his landlady was coming. This he couldn't get over. He could not get over that you couldn't make it because you had to stay in with your landlady. He talked about it for about the hour when we were working.
What are you talking? Last week I had a bad throat. You wouldn't tolerate that.
What did you do
You
last
wouldn't
week
accept that.
when you had a bad throat? Where were you? Why couldn't we do any work then? Because you were at home with your mum and your dad.
You were on holiday, weren't you? Why didn't you
get your mum and your dad to clean the flat?
Oh, he's done it again. He's done you again, mate. Play a record.
How has he done me? What? They live in Bristol.
Yeah, the joke's on you. He couldn't get him to clean the flat. Ah.
I don't know who's laughing at who now.
Right, listen.
Can we just go back to laughing at Carl?
Okay.
Because I know where we stand there.
Okay, alright.
Do you want to,
That's the natural order of things.
I know, yeah.
Oh, it's got topsy-turvy.
he's stepped out of the pecking order.
Right, well, someone who I don't let down, right, are the listeners of this show. Do you want to read out the prizes for Rockbusters? We'll get that one in.
Are we not doing Rockbusters again, are we?
Yeah.
Well, it was a shambles last week. We cancelled it 2 weeks ago. What?
It just, I mean, there you are right there, Rick. I mean, both you and I, and let's be honest, we're the guys with our names on the poster.
I know,
it's
yeah.
supposed to be your show, and
And
yet-
our faces.
exactly, and yet...
We have to be on tube stations with people laughing at us.
Yeah, well, they're not laughing at me, right? They're saying
Wow,
it's a good
I don't know.
they're just-
What do you think people think of the poster, Carl? Seriously.
No, I don't want to know his opinion. It's just going to be insulting. My point is this,
he was
Rick.
looking at you.
My point is this, Rick. We used to be able to decide what the content of this show was.
I know.
Now, it's him. It's just him. He wants to do Rockbusters, he gets to do it.
I know. And it's awful, Robert. Like Tourette's Trent D'Arby. Not only is that offensive, it doesn't work as a clue.
Saying that, have you come up with anything for this week?
What's the prizes?
I'll read out the prizes. We've got
Who's the winner?
the winner, very lucky, Sandra Cassidy of Leon C. She gets all those great prizes. You know, we've actually had people emailing in saying, this is the worst Rockbusters ever, because it was too easy, it was boring. This is don't shoot the messenger.
Oh,
Other
dear.
people saying, it really has run its course. Some people genuinely agree with
Oh, Carl, this must hurt, mate.
stinging attacks on you. Some people just slagging you off generally, saying
Oh,
you whinge
God.
all the time.
Looks like Steve was right when he sort of like poo-poos your ideas.
So
When he wheezes on your bonfire.
someone else, I swear to God, someone else emailed in and said, don't bother sending me the prizes, take them to a charity shop, or pawn them, give me the money, I'd rather have it. So I don't know what to say, Carl, I just wonder if it really has run its course now.
Alright, well, we'll see what you come up with next week, though. Let's see what you do. Let's see what you come in with.
Sure.
About 5 to 1. I'm guessing you'll be popping in with a hip-hop track. Full of effing and jeffing.
Well, I won't bring it into you, I'll do it myself at home. 'Cause obviously, obviously you can't cope.
Oh, dear.
Are you actually going to be here next week, or are you still going to be in Cornwall?
No, you see, there again, I'll be back in time. And in the week, when I go to, Cornwall, see the Monkey World,
Yeah, you
That
2 day
still
past the
work.
Monkey World.
that still work.
Yeah.
Still work, what?
What, you're going to interview some of the monkeys?
I
Get some
love
stories?
that. I love that. You were going, could a monkey live without bones? And so I went, Carl, shut the please, just look at the monkeys and eat your ice cream. And that's work, is it?
So just go back to insults briefly.
Go on,
You know,
Goofy.
it's saying...
See that?
Goofy, that's not fair.
because that's what he said, it's in my head.
What do you mean he said that? Did he say that?
No, I mean...
When did you call me Goofy?
No, he didn't. He said about what's in my head.
Hey,
no, well, it's...
come on.
Come off it. Don't
Who's
start
calling me
this.
Goofy?
No.
I'm not even Goofy. God, the light's fair enough.
Yeah, but you can sort your
Lanky.
account, I can't.
Yeah, how can I sort my look out? I'm not even Goofy. That's not fair.
You've got the proper features.
What?
Just needs sorting out a bit. I can't help it if my hair's not good.
Who do you think's cooler to look at, Steve or the Chemical Brothers?
Steve.
Definitely, yes. You're absolutely right, Carl, and that's the first sensible thing you've said for a
If
long
I was
time.
to work with Steve on some music,
Yeah.
if I had the choice, I think Steve would look better on a album cover.
Really?
Yeah.
What would you do? Would you change him at all? What would you do with his image?
I'd put him in the distance, so
I can't believe this is...
no, just so you don't look as tall. That's doing you a favour.
You know, I was on the... This is true. I was on the tube, right, coming in to meet Gervais the other day, and I was wearing a suit, and my mobile phone slipped out of my pocket, and it landed on the seat, and I didn't realise this. And as I was about to get off, some bloke who was sat there like an old guy, he picked up the phone. He went, "Oi, Lanky, you dropped your mobile phone." And I was like, "Well, I thank you for pointing out I dropped my phone, but did you have to do the Lanky?"
But you knew what he meant. I bet you turned round straight away. It worked.
Knew he meant Steve. He's done you again.
But I was the only person stood up. It was a fairly empty train.
Was there any other lanky people there?
No.
Well then.
And I was on my mobile phone, and I was chatting away to someone, and what can only be described as a prostitute
Go on.
stood on the street
Was she a
corner.
woman that gives you sex for money?
Yes.
That is a prostitute.
Yes, that's what I thought.
Go on.
And as I was walking by, she said, "Do you want to buy sex?" No,
You sure it wasn't a market trader giving 6 plums away?
No, it was
something?
definitely
6 for a quid?
No, it was definitely
Go
a
on.
prostitute.
Yeah.
And what annoyed me about it, what I wanted to pick her up on something, was the fact that I was on my mobile phone. It's like, can you imagine?
rude.
Who would what am I going to hang up? Sorry, Mum, can I call you back?
I've
You
just
know,
had an
you know.